How many points do you expect now to 6 points against the Derbies? What do you reckon?
Honestly, I think...
So we are Sunderland! We are...
How do you feel you are going to fare next season in the Premier League as well? Because obviously it's a big jump for anyone. Right. Okay then, so names first of all.
Leo Dorman, Max Dorman.
Crew Dobbin.
How you feeling?
Unbelievable!
Unreal.
How can you try to summarise it up? Because obviously you were behind at one stage. It looked like it was going to be another disaster. You have done it. What do you feel?
Euphoria, mate. Mate, it was our time, mate. It was our time. We shouldn't have won the Derbies, but we won them and it shouldn't have had it. It was our time.
Up in the Premier League now as well.
So we are Sunderland! We are Sunderland! So we are Sunderland! We are Sunderland! So we are Sunderland! We are Sunderland! So we are Sunderland! That's our...
Is that confirmed now? Is that definitely up? Is there a big transfer plan? Are you expecting the owner to put his hand in his pocket?
Mate, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We'll enjoy this for now, though. Come on, 8 years, man. I was in primary, I was in school last time in the Premier League, you know what I mean?
You've got the Derbies next season. How do you feel going into them?
I don't care. I don't care. We're going to lose, but it's all right. He's a 6 points mush. He's a 6 points. Bags.
For people that aren't Sunderland followers as well, who do the Premier League need to watch out for Sunderland next season? What players are going to shine?
Fucking all of them.
Yeah.
Mienda, definitely. Absolutely. Mienda in the semis. Mienda, totally. Isidore, his game, mate. There's a few. Lafay, he's coming back. He's coming back.
And how do you feel you are going to fare next season in the Premier League as well? Because obviously it's a big jump for anyone.
It's a massive jump. We'll struggle. We need to spend a lot of money, but bottom half. But we'll get as long as we can survive. We'll survive. We've got the heart. We've got the fans. You know what I mean? That's an extra in itself. That.
Where needs the money? Attack, midfield, defence. Where do you kind of
defence? Definitely defence.
Yeah.
More attack as well. Yeah.
We could do with a couple of solid defenders.
Attack and defence, most likely. Yeah. Midfield is fine.
And how are you celebrating tonight after that?
We're getting bang on it, it's wrong!
Right, so we're here with, what's your name first of all, mate?
Max.
How are you feeling after that?
I'm lost for words, to be honest with you, mate. I just didn't think... I thought I was going to go to penalties, to be honest with you. Obviously, our record isn't that great on penalties, and I've never seen anything like it. Obviously, my voice is gone. I've got no words. I'm absolutely buzzing.
Roller coaster of emotion, I would imagine. Absolutely, because you are losing, it looks like time's ticking down, and then obviously not only do you equalise, you fetch it back in normal time without it going to extra time or pens.
Yeah, obviously the first goal, and especially the second that got disallowed for offside. If the second goal had counted, I would have definitely said it would have been over.
Yeah.
That first goal, when Mienda scored, obviously was sort of a bit of hope. I was speaking to people on my table saying Sheffield United looked like they lost legs. Obviously, once the played back started after the injury or whatever it was that happened, obviously Tommy picking up the ball, us seeing the shot thinking, what are you doing? Obviously going in the back of the net and then there being some sort of other emotions, but I've honestly, mate, it's, as a Sunderland fan, I've never seen anything like it in my life. Got me lucky jacket on for the day. I've seen nothing like it, mate. Honestly, it's been absolutely...
How old were you last time Newcastle were in the Premier League? Sunderland were in the Premier League?
I was 8-year-old. The game that they said something about the attendance or something before the commentary game was the Sunderland Chelsea game, which I was lucky enough to be at. When Defoe scored the winner, it was 3-2. That was the last. That was obviously. So I would have been about 8-year-old or something.
New set of memories as an adult now and
yeah.
stuff like that. How does it feel going into the Premier League?
Obviously, the main big one being the money that we've got to spend. Having a look at somewhere in the region of 200 million that we've
Are you
got.
expecting a lot of that to go on it, or do you reckon that some of it will go on the owner's pocket?
I know more than likely we're probably only going to get about half of that, but still given 110 million, even I'll take 100. Obviously, I know 20 of that has got to go on Enzo's obligation. I think it's about 22 million or something that's got to go on Enzo's fee. No pun intended. If we get Mepham, that's another 7 or 8 million down the drain. Well, I'm saying down the drain as if it's a bad thing. I know Isidore's 3 million if you want to take that off, but I think we're probably in the region of about 80 or 90 million to spend, which obviously we've won today, but we can't play like that against teams in the Premier, and I can say that comfortably after watching the game today.
I mean, the semis you probably were a little bit outplayed,
Absolutely,
the final as well, but you'd rather be the lucky one that goes through and win rather than be the better team that's obviously sitting in the Championship.
What I'd said at half-time, I spoke to my mum and dad on the phone, who unfortunately aren't here today, but I said to them, look, I expected us to be the team that we're going to be on the back foot. Not as much so. I didn't expect it would be as much so with the first half, especially. But luckily we came out, and I'd said to the people on my table again that we only needed one chance. Luckily enough, we took it, and then a little bit of magic from Tommy Watson, which obviously, yes, he's going to Brighton, but I think he'll always be welcome back in Sunderland.
The gulf this season in the Premier League, you've seen the 3 promoted teams go straight back down. It's not even being close. The gulf just seems to be highlighted more than ever. Does that worry you kind of going in? How do you feel that?
Yes, it does worry. It does worry me, absolutely. Looking at, obviously, the Man United and Spurs having such bad seasons, if you want to take them two out of the equation, then there was a good 15-16 point gap. With all due respect, I mean, I know what we're like at home. And my dad always said, you win your home games, and obviously by mathematics, if you win your home games, you get about 50-60 points, which I know we're not going to get, but if we can nab a few points off the big teams, if we can win our games against your lesser teams, so say even your Leeds, your Burnleys, your lesser teams, then obviously that's going to help in the long run of staying up. If we finish 17th on the last day of the season, it's one of the best seasons we've had.
Is that the aim next season? Just stay up by any means necessary, and that's a good season?
For me, probably yes. I know that's probably aiming a little bit under, but it's more being realistic on. I think if we stay up, brilliant. If we go down, I don't want to say I'd expect it, and I think obviously it would be absolutely heartbreaking if we did go down. If we stayed up, that's obviously the expectation to not get relegated. If we went down though, I think it's understandable. The team that we've got at the minute, I think any team that goes up in the playoffs has a lot more work to do than your Leeds, than your Burnley.
The biggest underdogs.
Of course, we're the biggest underdogs. And I think that was highlighted especially with Southampton finishing bottom in the Prem this season, and they were the team last year that went up in the playoffs, and they had, obviously the season that they had, quite unfortunate on their part. Having the likes of Ross Stewart, who didn't tend to do anything. Bottled it, yeah. But overall, I mean, if we stay up, brilliant. If we don't, it's understandable.
Well, one of the teams that he's playing next season is Newcastle. The Derbies are back. Yeah. How is the Sunderland fan? Because we've spoken to a few very mixed reactions, realistic, unrealistic and stuff like that. What do you reckon that the Derbies will do?
I think the Derbies will bring back the atmosphere that Sunderland's renowned for. In the North East especially, I'm seeing this with family that's Newcastle fans also. I'm one of the only Sunderland fans in the family, so I can understand Newcastle's atmosphere, especially in their European nights. And mostly, I can say as a Sunderland fan, Newcastle do have one of the best fan bases. As do the North East in general, we're renowned for one of the best fan bases. I think the Derbies will bring back the atmosphere that I think Sunderland needed. I think the Coventry game highlighted that, especially when you're looking at sorry, highlighted the. I think obviously if you look on social media, the pictures before kick-off of flares.
How many points do you expect now? To 6 points against the Derbies. What do you reckon?
Honestly, I think if we're got a result, I'm being realistic here as a Sunderland fan. If we've got a result at our place, I don't expect we're to win at their place. St James's Park naturally is probably one of the hardest places to go, and I'm saying this as someone who has family who watches Newcastle regularly, so naturally I do as well. I think Newcastle is one of the hardest places to go in recent history. Our record at home and away obviously is quite better, 6 wins in a row, but 6 in a row. Sorry. I think if we've got a point or a result against them, I think that would be more than enough to brag about, especially as a team who's more than likely going to compete for the league next season. I think if we can just bring them back down to earth a little bit and get a result against them, I'd be more than happy with that. Obviously, you want the 6 points, but it's more likely not going to happen. You can hope for the best, but I'm probably going to stick with it if we can get a result at the Stadium of Light and try and just be a hard team to play against at their place. But
yeah, there we go. Right, congratulations. Right, okay. So we're here with, what's your name, mate?
James.
How are you feeling?
Absolutely on top of the world. Best fail ever.
Yeah, roller coaster because you're losing, equaliser and win all in normal time.
I thought it was going extra time, 100%. Yeah. Even the little one here was nervous, weren't you, love?
Hello. Yeah, say hello.
No. Absolutely.
So, Premier League next season, now it's about preparation and stuff like that. I know this is probably thinking a few steps ahead. Yeah. What do you need to do in the summer? Is it a major overhaul? What do you think?
Not a major overhaul, no. I'd say 5 or 6 players, top quality players. Obviously some players will have to go, but at the minute I really don't give a crap. I'm just over the moon, mate. Like, best fail ever.
For the people that are watching this that are Premier League fans and maybe not Championship that haven't seen Sunderland, who's going to shine in the Premier League out of your current players?
Honestly, my ender is such a good player. He just takes players on with ease, and he just gets past them. Lafia, he's fantastic.
And then next season, is it all about just staying up, or is there any sort of...
No, definitely, 100%, but it's all about the derbies now.
That's the next question.
Two big games.
How are you going to do in them, do you reckon?
At least 6 points.
Yeah.
No, but as long as we didn't get beat off them. But get 1 win, 1 draw, that would be me. Yeah. But honestly, like, at the minute, it's just top of the world.
Top of the world. In terms of, obviously, we've seen this season, the Premier League, the 3 teams that went up all struggled massively. There's a big gulf compared to normal, especially. Does that worry you going in, or have you learned anything from that you might...
Obviously, it's a worry in a way, but not really. I think we can do it. I think we can stay up.
Yeah.
I think if we make, like I say, 4, 5, 6 top quality signings, not easy to do that, but if we do that, we can stay up. Yeah. We can.
You've been in the Championship with the teams that are going to get promoted. Who's your 3 that you think might go down? If you're going to stay up, who's the 3 that you figure might?
I really don't know, to be honest, mate. I kind of made a prediction.
Do you reckon it might be the other promoted ones? Because obviously you'll have seen them a lot. Do you reckon they might fare well?
I think Leeds and Burnley have both played very well this season, but they'll struggle. We could struggle, of course. But just make the right signings at the right time. Get rid of a few players that's obviously not going to play.
And then number 1 target in the summer. What position, if you haven't got a name? I
would say centre mid, to be honest. Like, I know we've got Dan Neil there, Bellingham if he stays. But I would say we need another centre mid there, another centre half.
We've seen Jordan Henderson in the crowd a couple of times. Is his legs gone, do you reckon? Or do you reckon he might? Will he do all right?
I would say I would take him back for a season. Yeah? He's a good player.
I've not seen him, if I'm being honest. I know he's been at Ajax. Mixed reviews at the start of the season. I haven't followed the second half.
Much of him, to be honest.
No.
Nah, but...
his experience, if nothing else, might be
his experience in it. He could bring a lot of experience, a lot of power into that midfield, but he's losing his legs a bit.
And then how are you celebrating tonight?
Might have a pint.
Well, just one, yeah, quite
5, 6. Well, I'm not too daft.
No, quite, yeah. It's these updates, Facebook.
Sunderland!
Hold on.
Yes, sir!